Warning, this content is not for kids. If you're a kid, f*** off.
Remember this thing? I started it a long time ago. In fact, filming this was when my fucking Canon 70D decided to die on me halfway through filming this. But I thought, we have a camera, let's get this fucking finished, shall we? It's still nice and solid. That's just made out of fucking newspapers and PVA glue, as you know from the previous video. I'm away to do the teeth now. I've decided I want to make the teeth thicker because you could see the teeth with the mouth being open. And it doesn't look quite right with just having skinny wee flat teeth. So I have this foam, which is from a flight case packaging. I'm going to cut that. I think that's the right thickness that I'm going to go for, see? So I'm going to use that for the teeth. I'm going to cut strips of it to the length of the mouth. Stay. Yeah, and then I'm going to... Oh, fuck knows how I'm going to hold it in place while I cut the teeth out. I think I might just cut strips, glue the strips on, and then cut. I might have to make wee cuts in it as I go to bend the bloody stuff. Or I can just... Can I fit that hole? 2 seconds. It's slightly too short to cover the whole fucking mouth. I thought I could just glue this on there. So for anybody else that has got a larger piece of foam, get your foam in there, glue it on, and then just cut out the shape of the teeth. I'm doing it the hard way because I don't have a big enough piece of foam. But that would have been a lot easier, just to glue a sheet of foam right across the whole mouth on the inside and then cut out the teeth. So do that if you have the foam then. Just figured out by manipulating the foam a wee bit in there. Right, I've got it right up to the edge of the mouth there, right? It turns out it's only slightly short by that much. So I'm going to glue this on there like what I just spoke about, and then a bit that I've trimmed off I could use to finish off that last 2 teeth. I think I can get away with cutting that bit off as well. If I can't, it's too fucking late now. And to attach, because everybody knows you can't just fucking put glue on foam. The foam soaks it up. So I have some spray adhesive, which is designed for things like foam. Bond it. Highly recommend them. Most of the shit I order, and it's just ordering what I need. Majority it seems to be by Bond it. Apply to both surfaces for a strong bond. I do want a strong bond doing. Or one surface for a lighter bond. The more pressure on the nozzle, the wider the spray of the fan. Leave to evaporate for 3 to 5 minutes before bringing the surfaces together. That's what I was looking for there. An old bike cover that's going away in the bin because it has a hole in it. So I'm about to use this. Is that? I thought that was the hole there. So I'm about to use this for the sheet for my spray glue. Oh, there's the hole there, look. It's no waterproof anymore, is that? Oh, timer, start the timer, start. So 3 to 5 minutes. Look at it, coming up like spider's webs. I did not expect that. I expected like a squirt, not a fan, not a webby thing. Right, so I think that's that. That's coated enough. Look. Let's get the webbing off of there as well. While it's wet. It's less work for me to do later, is it? 4 minutes 40. Fucking hope this works. I'm trying to line it up with just the first edge of the first teeth. And then slowly, slowly, slowly. rolling it onto the rest of it. There we go, my calculations were correct. I just have one tooth there, right. So I'm going to make sure this is squeezed into all the teeth. Don't worry about wee gaps like that, because at the end of the day, that's just going to make the tooth slightly thicker. Oh, I'm really happy with this, boys and girls, I really am. Genuinely thought it was going to be a lot more work having to cut out 2 strips. So can you see that? I've just squished it right along the whole mouth area. So that's going to be the thickness of the teeth now. And there we go, there's my one wee tooth that I've got to... I suppose I could go and do that right now, can I? Quickly spray one wee square. Just going to put that right there. Job done. It's actually dried quite well. I thought I was going to make the foam completely solid, but it still seems quite spongy, the foam, and it's attached itself quite nice to the cardboard. The seal's nice, so I have a scalpel. I'm going to make the first incision. Right about... Oh, felt good. Holy shit, I'm enjoying how this is cutting. You could probably do this with a pair of scissors. It's cutting exceptionally well. Now be careful with the angle that you put the blade in, right? Because if you put it that way or that way, that's the shape you're going to make the teeth. So try and keep your blade as flat or as flush with the shape of the teeth. Notice how I don't have my fingers anywhere near this bloody blade? Because Frankie learns the hard way with things like this. Let's just pop that out of there. A couple of wee bits to tidy up, but I still need to go through the actual gaps of the teeth. Put gaps in there. It does look cool as a solid lump, but I want detail. Let's have wing that one. And stab that in there, like so. And just follow the shape. And I'm still going to be covering this with more newspaper because I want to paint it, so I want the whole surface to be the newspaper and PVA glue. I was going to put foam in the eyes as well, in the eye socket, because I've made this bit a little thicker and it looks kind of daft having that skinny, just fucking thin bit there. So I thought I would thicken it up like I did with the teeth, because that looks like a nice thickness there, doesn't it? You just stay still. But I had a bit of a struggle shaving that bit off there. It was hard getting it a nice smooth cut. Even though I got a nice smooth cut running along the length of the teeth, but I don't want to risk it turning out like that, all choppy. Yeah, I don't want to risk it turning out like that. Along the edge of the eyeballs where everybody's going to see it. I then thought, I'll do the same technique as I did there, rolled up newspaper, then tape it on, put lots more layers and stuff, but then I thought that's going to look stupid because I need to do it on the inside now, not on the outside. And it would be harder trying to nail the flushness. But then I remembered I did half of this with clay anyway, and so I've got the clay out. I'm going away to sculpt a little lip there. What's it called? A little eyelid kind of thing. A bit of thickness. It's no sticking. Why is it no sticking anymore? If it's not going to stick to the dry paper, I mean it really will if I put a lot of effort in it, but that means I'm squishing down the clay. I'll need to build the clay up. Shall I do the foam? Shall I do the fucking foam? On there and then run the knife along the... Oh shit, I'm getting clay everywhere. Right, I need to go and wash my hands. Just go for it. Just follow that line with the X-Acto knife. Oh man. And then all I would really need to do is just maybe trim the edge so it tapers in on both, just at the very edges here. Right, fuck it, that's what we're doing, right? So I'm away to cut now another one of these and do the spray glue thing. There we go. Fuck it, it's done. What? It's fucking done now. I'm committed to this idea now. I did get a nice smooth run. You could tell more on the top, look, because I haven't hacked away at the top as much as what I did on the bottom. You could tell because I've still got glue strands in between the teeth. But yeah, I got a really smooth cut as long as I followed the cardboard. Please, gods of making things, please let this work. I'm going to let this do its drying thing now. This is the moment. Oh man. Oh. Right. I am happy. You fucking dancer, man. It worked. So that's the thickness that I want now. So I'll just need to taper this in to meet that eyebrow. Thank fuck that worked. And I don't care if it's slightly choppy. Just slightly. Because Jack Skellington is a bloody pumpkin. His head is a carved pumpkin. Eyeball number 2 then, shall we? Fucking Bob is your granny's son. I love it. Oh, I might actually just be able to hold that in with tape, so I don't even tape with the newspaper, because I'm going to wait to put more newspaper over it anyway, so I could paint the bloody thing. That stuff's quite soft, so just a little bit of tension there. Just tighten the news. Oh man. I'm glad I did the foam bit now. I was going to put the newspaper over the teeth, but I decided to get the eyes done first because I was going to put newspaper over there as well so I could paint the bloody thing. So now that that's taken care of, fucking job done on that part. And I'll need to cut lots of strips of newspaper and do the same technique as before. Cut the strips then, Frankie boy, cut the strips. I don't know how I've managed it, right? Because you saw me. I put the knife in that way and I cut that way. I used the paper as a guide. But for some weird reason I've cut lower than the paper. On that wee bit right there. So, I'm going to fill just that tiny wee section there with a tiny wee bit of clay so there isn't a hollowness there when I put. I'm going to use tape. I'm not going to bother putting more newspaper on there. I'm going to put more tape. Anyway, let's crack on. Just masking tape, okay? I'm going to start kind of from the middle and then work my way to the edges from the middle because I've got a text message. Because I want to taper the ends in a wee bit, do I? This might take a couple of bits of tape to taper it down. Taper it with tape. It looks pretty badass now, does it? This is what it looks like on the inside. There's my tape job. I'm about to go and just give it a coat of PVA glue to make sure that stays where I need it to stay. Top tip, you could walk away, right, for as long as you want. You know how to tell when this is dry? Because the glue on the back of your hand will be dry. That's when you know to come back and do another coat. So while I've been waiting for the glue to dry here, I've been making a start on the teeth. This is going to be the most time consuming part, so if you're not really up for it, although you saved a shitload of time by using the foam instead of doing, I was going to use clay and build up the teeth individually one at a time on the back of that, on the inside. So yeah, while I was doing the teeth, I'll show you the technique that I'm using, right? I use one strip of tape to do the sides, right? And get that tucked in there as much as I possibly can. There we go. Right to the bottom. Right to the bottom. Take it to the base. So that's clearly too long to be too long a strip, so I'm going to cut that there and fold that down, right? And I'm going to fold that one over. Trim that one to size. Now here's the crucial part. When you're folding this bit over, cut a lot of snips in it, right? But number one rule, always cut snips on the corners, because the corners is where it folds in on itself. So once you've cut all the corners, just do a whole bunch of wee snips and just fold them in over each other. Just keep folding over each other. I'm going to trim off that wee bit of excess there, and I'm going to trim off that wee bit of excess pointy bit there, because we don't want that pointy bit. Okay, and then one more strip, and luckily the thickness of the tape is the thickness of that tooth. So just one more strip to cover up that unevenness. Fold that over, and just the same as before, right? Don't put too much pressure on it, because you don't want to change the thickness and the size of the tooth. A couple of these snips and you're good to go. Because remember, we're gluing all this again later. This is all just for something for the glue and the paint to stick to. So don't be too scared about big chunky folds that you're putting in, because those big chunky folds will be cut out later once we've glued it. If they need to be cut out, that is. I have 3 teeth done, ready to be glued and then oh wait a minute, that's not stuck down properly there. I'm going to crack on with the rest of the teeth. That's 3 teeth done, ready to be painted and, well, glued and then painted. Glued and then primed and then painted. The reason that I've stopped here on that tooth is because I've ran out of tape. I need to get some more tape tomorrow. So for now, I'm just going to give all that a coating with the PVA glue and leave it to dry overnight. Well, I'll give it a couple of coats and then leave it to dry overnight.